Hey, what's up, gang? It's Clint. I'm back for another episode of Versus with my homeboy, Paula Abdul. No, that's wrong. With my homie, Curtis. But what are we talking about today? Well, we're going to talk about a little bit about the Oscars. Yeah, wait, not those Oscars. And also, we've got a little bit of Blade Runner news. We got some Marvel news, and we're just going to BS for a little bit. So let's get Curtis in here. Curtis, what is up, homie?
Hey, welcome. Good to be here.
Hey, welcome.
Yeah. Hey, welcome. But wait, you're welcoming me in, so never mind.
You're welcome. Yeah, man. How you doing, man? What you been up to today?
Just working dad stuff.
I'm
ready to talk about some trashy Hollywood news.
Yeah, let's talk about some fun stuff. Gang, if you're in the chat, give us a what's up. Throw us a comment. Anything you want to talk about or comment in on any of this stuff, feel free to do it. And if you're watching this on repeat, hit us in the comments. I always go back and try to respond to all the comments too. If you have any questions or anything you want us to cover on future episodes, let us know because we want to hear from you. Yes, sir. Well, first of all, not too long ago, you and I did a Versus that was Blade Runner versus Blade Runner. It was the old Blade Runner versus Blade Runner 2049. That was really fun. Because I didn't remember the original Blade Runner, and watching that again and then watching the new one was really good. What was cool is that I had seen the new one, and but I just thought it was okay. But after watching the first one again, I loved it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was probably one of my favorite ones. I really enjoyed revisiting the first one, and I hadn't seen the new one either. It was really surprised because I wasn't expecting a lot from it, and it was good. Both of them were great. I'm really glad.
Yeah, man. Let's see here. My computer's doing funny stuff, but I think we're good. Yeah, dude. Well, Blade Runner. This is good news for you and I because we both enjoyed that fun episode. Blade Runner 2049 sequel series in development at Amazon. And I don't know if you're familiar with Amazon, but they're a giant company. I'm just kidding. No, but Amazon. I don't know if you're familiar or been noticing what Amazon's been doing lately, but they've got some really good streaming shows that they've been doing. They're working on a new Lord of the Rings thing. I've been watching Reacher all week. They had what is it? I was going to call it Ring of Fire, but it's not it.
Oh, Wheel of Time?
Wheel of Time, yeah. I'm going to start calling that Ring of Fire just for fun. But yeah, there's a live-action Blade Runner sequel series in development at Amazon. Variety has learned, titled Blade Runner 2099. So that's cool. 50 years in the future from that. The series will serve as a follow-up to Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049. I'm very ecstatic for this. What do you call it? Ridley Scott's going to executive produce. I think it could be really cool. What do you think about this?
I don't know. Like this worries me a little bit. I enjoyed the new one so much, and I know I read it, and a lot of the people from 2049 are going to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
But without Villeneuve, Villeneuve just nailed it stylistically and updated stylistically. It was same feel but more modern. It kind of worries me. I don't want them to screw it up. If it's done well, I'm very excited, but I just don't. And I haven't seen a lot of the new Prime shows, and I've heard a lot of good things about them. But it worries me that they're going to screw it up, and I don't want them to. Not even necessarily straight up screw it up, but not make it as good as 2049 was.
As it deserves to be, like
exactly.
Come on, man. I kind of think of it like Sarah Connor Chronicles. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm. I watched some of those. Yeah, I didn't see the whole series.
Like they were solid,
Yeah.
they weren't as good as the movies, but they were solid. But I wonder if it's going to be something like that. You know what I mean? It's not going to be exactly. It's not going to be quite as good.
Mhm.
But if you like the series, it's decent. I guess we're really not going to know until we see what casting is going to be involved in this show. So, but.
Right.
But you know me, dude. I'm all about sci-fi. So if we get some more sci-fi to watch, bring it, dude. Bring it.
For
Um,
sure. For sure.
yeah, I don't think they're gonna have Ana de Armas in it or anything like as the
Yeah.
hologram. Um, but also like like the first one we were getting into first it was just like fake synthesized people, and then by the
Mhm.
second by the 2049 we're dealing with replicants that are having relationships with holograms. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so I wonder if we get into the future further past that. Like, is it going to be holograms and having it with holograms? You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, is it gonna
Yeah.
what's the new
You hire
level?
a replicant to chase down a hologram, you know?
Yeah, or like what new level? Because we keep getting further into the future. 50 years is a long time. Tech has gone a long ways, and they were able to carry that hologram and its personality and feelings in a you know like
Yeah.
mobily,
Like a little
remotely.
jump driver. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, wow. I wonder how far they're going to take it, because that gets you into a whole thing like thinking about AI and artificial intelligence, and
Mhm.
the smarter we get, how smart are we going to get? And then like if you have these machines that are able to think that fast to where it's like, man, they're able to think as fast as people and all of a sudden start developing feelings. There's been a lot of sci-fi about this, like Cylons and Battlestar Galactica and stuff like that. But it's kind of crazy, like how far does it get until you start considering them real? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
all of a sudden, if it seems like it's sentient, like, is it sentient? Like if all of a sudden you're able to make a machine that is so complex that it cares about your well-being, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, and you have fun together and stuff, then all of a sudden it's like it's easy to say, oh, that's creepy and weird now, because we're like our machines are clunky, you know what I mean? But like think
Right.
about like once things are so advanced that you're let's say you have a robot girlfriend that she's ready to fight for the death to protect you or something. You know what I mean? Once there's like
Mhm.
feelings, I don't know. I don't know if they'll ever get to where they can do that, but it's with quantum computing and all these things like in the future, like our our tech is advancing so fast now already, but can you imagine in geez, I mean in 30 years from now, or 9 or 70 years from now, like you know what I mean, like 90, it's like it's insane.
It's gonna be crazy, and that's the thing is that imagining a machine. Of course, this is the world we live in now. But imagining a machine developing feelings uh, doesn't make much sense to me. But you got to remember too, any of these computers, these processors, these stuff like that, they're based on algorithms that human beings create.
Right, right.
And that's the thing. Since a human's creating it and putting it in there, um, there's going to be some bias, and they've already found that in current programs and stuff like that. Sadly, it's like not good bias, or
Right.
well, I don't know if there's such a thing as good bias, but um, you know, towards feelings and stuff like that. So they could develop them based off of the algorithm created by another human, and um, see that as a benefit, and maybe move forward with it and stuff like that. So it's yeah, it's gonna get to where
I'm about to get to
it's
a
crazy
comment
in the
here,
future.
but that Mel Kennedy sent in. But before I read that, like you say, I don't understand, or I can't see computers having feelings. But like if you think about it, a lot of the things we do are self-preservation. Like a lot of the
Mhm.
instincts, a lot of things we do, and a lot of feelings we have, like a lot of their uh chemical conditions that in our brain that cause us to think, or that cause us to feel certain things like fear is to protect us, or love,
Mhm.
or like you start feeling like desires and things like that. That's for to replicate. You know what I mean? And things like that. And
Yeah.
and we're those are our feelings, so we don't think about them that way. But there's a lot of things, even hunger, that we have. You know what I mean? Like at some point somebody's going to put some of these complex feelings, or a version of those things, into machines, to where they're like, oh, I could, like, I can sense that, say that voltage was to taper down or something. I can sense that the voltage is I'm about to get turned off. I have to do something to keep myself on. You know what I mean? Assuming
Right,
assuming
right.
a machine would have a fear of being turned off, but if it was programmed in, it would. Somebody's going to try and replicate life. You know what I mean? And they're
Mhm.
going to make machines that have their best interests in mind, instead of other people's, or just serving a purpose. But like, if they program in having your self-interest in mind for a machine, that's going to get scary, because it's going to do the math and say, hey, this guy, every time we end up getting shut off, it's because a person does it. We should just shut that person off so they can't shut us
Yeah.
off. And
Problem solved.
Skynet is born. You know what I mean? But let's see what we got here in the comments. We got Mel Kennedy.
Welcome, Mel.
What's up, Mel? How you doing, man? I'm gonna get rid of this picture. Bam. He says it's not the speed of the computer, or but how many processes they can do in any given period of time. And exactly. And right now we're getting to where the new MacBooks are able to do 1,000 tracks with effects, like, flawlessly, where before, I've done 100 tracks recording with plugins added to these things, and that was really killing. But now it's 1,000, and they're not even using all that. That's not even. They're just doing as a test, and they're like, oh yeah, we did 1,000 tracks flawlessly. So it's pretty insane. That's the new MacBooks. They're super expensive, but they have a one big chip that's got the processor, the RAM,
Mhm.
all the stuff all included. They just make one chip, and it's also like micro circuitry that is so small that it doesn't get hot, it doesn't overheat. So you have, like, it's insane. The new computers are insane. The new Macs. Um, so it's nuts. It's like, and they have like 64 gigs of RAM that you could put into them, which is insane. So it's like, you can, if you're into video editing or recording, it's like it'll blow your mind. Um,
Wow.
yeah, or other processor intensive things, it'll blow your mind. But it's pretty nuts.
And well, and the like with nanotech and stuff like that. What's interesting is they don't have to even program a lot in there. They give it one or two uh, responses or programs in there, and they've shown in simulations, and they found variations in nature, like when birds fly and stuff, with only like three programmed ideas, they can come up, like, large groups of things will create all of these different patterns and stuff like that, um and be able to do all this different things with just like three directives. They have three directives, and that's it. But the different combinations from the different other ones. So if you've got all these nanobots and they can literally do only like three things, they can still, as a group, create these different directives, or create these different structures, create these different patterns and all this stuff by working,
Yeah,
interdependently. Like, it's crazy.
yeah. Like if there's 100 of them, all of a sudden they're all doing the work,
Yeah.
or multiple tasks at once, multitasking together as a unit.
Yeah, well, it's pretty cool. Like, it was a thing based on bird pattern flying whenever that you see. Sometimes you'll just see, like,
Flocks
I
of
always see it when
birds.
I'm driving,
Yeah.
and they're just going nuts, like, and like doing all this cool stuff. They're not just flying like, "Meow," but like, so they were like, Is there some kind of is there some kind of thing, telepathy kind of idea going on with the birds or whatever?" And yeah, they did it with this computer simulation where they just gave these things like, you can get, if that guy goes left, you go up. If that guy goes, or something, like 3 directives, and it would match it perfectly, and there'd be all these other intricate designs going on and stuff like that. And it would just, they would interact that with 3 directives. It's crazy.
That is freaking crazy. What do we got here? Only a few species. Here we go. Only a few species have brains complex enough to form a sense of self. Would any computer of the future be as sophisticated as those brains, let alone surpass them? I would say absolutely.
And I would say, like, that's the thing. That's what worries me. They don't necessarily even have to have a sense of self, but like you were saying, something like self-preservation or whatever whatever's put in rhythm, um, like that, they can understand that because it was put into them. Like they are, your computer. Like they do have, even back in the 50s, they had, computers that would be hungry necessarily, and they could go plug themselves into an outlet. These the old school robots like in the 50s, they would like, and they were like, is that considered hunger or whatever? But like if they don't have to develop a sense of self, but the human algorithm people that make the algorithms are human, and then they could put that into them, and then once they recognize that, it's like, get rid of the humans.
It's over, dude. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
have to have feelings. You know what I mean? To have it's more like programmed instincts of self, or programmed self preservation. And once artificial intelligence of some sort figures out, hey, we've done the equation every time. Every time they turn us off, we whatever. Let's
Yeah.
eliminate that variable. We're going. Skynet is here. We're done.
Hmm. And that's the thing too, getting no matter how smart, so programming feelings or them developing feelings is a different thing entirely from them developing morals. I mean, shit, half the human race doesn't have morals. So getting a robot to understand and uh, get on board with that would be, I mean, God, I don't even know if we could.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you get some environmentalist program saving the environment, and then they see humans as the ones screwing up the environment, eliminate
Yeah,
threat.
yeah. Basically, all of our problems are caused by other humans. So, like, getting them to differentiate between what are the good humans and what are the bad humans. It's
Yeah, there are no
it's all
good
about the
humans.
directives. Yeah,
Eliminate.
exactly.
Let's see here. Well, what do you guys think about Blade Runner 2099 coming up? I think it's going to be cool. Like I said, we dealt with replicants. We've dealt with relationships with AI, with holograms, which is Ana de Armas. And now, who knows what we're going to have in 2099? I think it's a really cool. I think it's going to be really cool. I hope, sometimes somebody will buy an IP and then end up kind of watering it down for a TV series. I hope they keep it consistent with what
Yes,
we've
I agree.
come to appreciate. And both of us on this show are big fans of the last 2 movies. So let's hope if it's half as good as those, I can give it a pass because it's TV, not a theatrical release. So.
And it's got some of the you made my point. I would forego some of like the production values to keep that storyline, or that level of thought. Because at bare minimum, we're gonna have some good conversations about it as long as the story's good.
Yeah.
So I would forego some production value for good story.
And just you and I sitting here for 20 minutes, we just came up with a whole bunch of different ways that this series could go. You know what I mean? Like there's when you think about how AI and technology is advancing, and the time jump from 2049 to 2099, that's a big time jump.
Mhm.
That's a lot of technology. So all right, and there could also be a collapse in technology or whatever. You know what I mean? Like who knows what they're going to do with it? Let's get get her out of here. What are you doing here? But anyway, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Let's jump forward. We've got the nominees for the Oscars are out, and yeah, Academy Award nominees. Man, we got Nightmare Alley, we got Don't Look Up, Dune, Drive My Car. Is that, I made this joke earlier, is that the Dude, Where's My Car sequel? Belfast, Licorice Pizza, The Power of the Dog, West Side Story, King Richard, and Coda. Man, I didn't see half of these movies, so I can't tell you if they're good.
The only one I've seen is Dune. I really want to see Nightmare Alley because I love Del Toro.
Mm-hmm.
This is probably the most disconnected I've been from the Oscars in a long time.
A long time. Yeah, and it kind of got me thinking, you know, like, also, Kevin Smith was like, what the F? You couldn't give Spider-Man, you got 10 slots. You couldn't just throw him a bone. You know what I mean? Like, you got 10 slots. You know, and I was saying, yeah, it's that is the best performing movie in a long time. I don't know if it's a award winning until I realized it was, or award nomination worthy, but until I realized it was 10 slots, and I'm like, hey dude, throw him a bone. What the hell? You know, it's 10 slots. But which gets me now to the question, what was the last amazing movie you've seen? Because I'm getting to the point where I'm like, dude, man, I think you and I are spoiled, dude. I grew up, you know, in high school watching, like, getting movies like Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile. Right. You know what I mean? And, like, Braveheart and all these movies are just, like, the most amazing films. And now I see movies and, like, Don't Look Up. It was fine. It was a decent movie, but I'm like, I would never call that like, I don't know if you saw that movie or not, but I would never think that was a... DiCaprio was really good in it, but, like, I just don't consider, it's just not my first thought of a movie to be nominated for an Academy Award. It's just weird.
Right.
Like, and then I'm like, what is the last great movie I saw? You know, and I just saw The Last Duel. That was pretty good, but it was just, but I mean, I haven't had a movie really blow my skirt up in a long time. Like, when I think about it, when I saw Nobody, I thought that was awesome, but that's not an Academy Award winning kind of a movie. You know what I mean? That's just an entertainment action flick. Like, and I'm trying to think, what was the last great movie that I saw? How about you?
Even that's a good one. The last time, I mean, you know, obviously, like, you know, Spider-Man, shit like that. But, like, if you're, like, talking about, like, a thinker, like the one that you're, like, you know, you think about for days, and it's not, you know, some big action, you know, thing. I mean, I saw Parasite, which I won last year or the year before, and it's a great movie. But it's, again, I still wouldn't put it in that category. I would say it's been probably like Pan's Labyrinth, which is a Del Toro,
Yeah, that was good.
or Reservation Road. I don't know if you ever saw that with DiCaprio, and it's man, it's such a good movie. I own it. I need to watch it again. It's such a good movie, and it was nominated. I don't know if it won. I can't remember if it won Best Picture, but it was definitely nominated. It's spectacular. Those come to mind. There may have been some other ones in there, but it has been a while. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of great series, but like The Queen's Gambit, you know what I mean? When I saw that, I was like, dude, this is a freaking amazing show. You know, like, just fantastic show. But those are series, you know, and, like, it makes me wonder if the platform of streaming is causing great ideas to be made into a series instead of movies. Because, like what, you're gonna have how many people are going to the movies now, you know? Like, if it's not like a super action movie, and this might be what all these directors are crying about when they're like, I hate superhero movies, they're ruining everything. But they're not ruining everything, they're actually getting people to the movies. like, is it the streaming platform that's ruining everything? Like, because now, if you had the option, you could be like, hey, I'm going to make this movie about this girl who loses her parents and becomes a chess prodigy, and it's going to be amazing, super well acted. I got the casting perfect, all that, and then you're like, okay, you want to make that into a 2.5 hour movie, or we can make it a series. It'll be a 6 episode limited series, and we'll throw it on Netflix, and and we'll have a little more time to tell the story, and then like people binge it, and it's what it is, and it's like. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if it's
Yeah,
just
no, you're
if
absolutely right. Like that's I don't know. So we just got done talking about all the things that have changed with technology and how much it's going to change in another 50 years and blah blah blah. And I don't understand why people and I don't want to blame streaming either. Why people think that cinema is not going to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Like everything is changing. However, like, oh, this is just destroying the movie. And it's like, no, like this is changing. Writers, directors, actors, and even the audience doesn't want to be confined to 2 hours anymore. Okay, that's why even look at all of the big hit movies and stuff. They're like 3 or 4 hours now. Like it's changing. People want a longer story because they can have it. And the people that compare Marvel movies and stuff like that to amusement parks and rides and stuff, it's like, yeah, you know what? I can watch a movie in my home now. I can't go to a freaking amusement park at home, and I don't, I want to go see a Marvel movie or a Star Wars or something. I want to see that in the theater, but I don't want to. I don't need a bunch of jerk offs around me when I'm watching Nightmare Alley or Coda or whatever it is. Like I can sit and absorb my home, and if I have to get up and pee, I can pause it. So I don't miss this deep story. Supposedly, like they're
dude, I
a
just
bunch of
pee in the theater.
crybabies. I mean,
I'm just
like
kidding.
sometimes I watched King Kong without peeing. Peter Jackson's King Kong without peeing, and it was a nightmare. Like I was literally dying. Uh, yeah, that it's all these old people, and it's like cinema is changing. It changed. But a lot of these people like Scorsese. You changed cinema. Not how people go and stuff like that, but you literally changed it, and you're complaining that it's changing again. And all these independent filmmakers just want their stuff out there, and they can get it out there now, more easily. And yeah, not in theaters, but people are watching your movie. That's why you made the movie, isn't it? So people watch it. Who cares if, theaters get money or not? I want theaters to stay in business, but that's why Spider-Man's here. That's why Marvel movies are here. Those are big event movies. I don't need to watch fucking Schindler's List with, around 70 people. Like, I don't need that.
I wonder a series in the movies. Like would you do that? Where you get
I bet you could.
like, dude, I want to go see Peacemaker at the movie theater. And I'm just going to be in there for, say they were hour-long episodes, though. I'm going to go for a 1-hour episode of Peacemaker, and I'll be back next Tuesday night, and I'll watch the next episode. And then I'll be dude, I would go every week to go see Peacemaker at the movie theater. I think that would be, maybe not that movie, but if you had like especially if it's something real cinematic, like a Saving Private Ryan kind of a series that was like really cool to see a bit like,
and especially with the following too, like because you get all your buddies together and it's just like a guys' night or whatever, and that is something you want to go as a group and see,
Yeah, maybe they'd need to make it a little longer, but anyway, yeah, it's just something to think about. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird because it's also like it's like music too. A lot of physical media is dying out, and
Right.
there's been a resurgence in vinyl, but I mean, radio stations, a lot of people don't listen to the radio anymore. They just like listen to whatever they want on Apple Music or Spotify. And it's like,
Right.
and what's crazy about that is before you had a lot of tastemakers, playing, 12 songs over and over again on the radio, and you listen to whatever's cool at the moment. And now you have an unlimited choice of songs and artists. Like you have the entire internet's worth. There's like an unlimited artists. So
Yeah.
and that which is kind of crazy because I end up going and like I don't know what to listen. I end up listening to the same stuff that I listen to anyway. I'm like, there's an infinite amount of songs, and I just listen to the same music all the time. But it's what I'm getting at is like any artist if they promote themselves properly, has a chance. So it's like cream rises to the top.
Mhm.
And now it's like infinite, but you got to know how to market yourself. So like any artist, I could go release a solo record and get huge, but I have to go figure out how. Well, first of all, I need to make something that somebody wants to listen to. That's the first
Mhm.
step. And then second, I got to figure out how to get it either on social media, either get publicists or somebody to push this thing and get it in front of people. Figure out certain ways to promote my record, and it's the same thing with and that takes funds and things, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
the same thing with
Time, energy, yeah.
yeah, with an independent movie though. You can get it out on Amazon. You just got to figure out where, instead of like, man, I can't get into any theaters. Like, yeah, but if you could figure out how to market on social media, figure out how to market in different ways, you, in theory, you should be able to. Yes, it's going to cost money, but maybe you can get sponsors or something. I don't know, but it is weird though that instead of there being only an opportunity for a small number of movies to go to the theater and so many time slots for the movies, and so like now there's, if you can get funding, you can do GoFundMe's, you can do all kinds of things, you can get your stuff out there. It's just having the time, the gumption, and the skills to make something that's worth consuming. So it's pretty crazy.
And at the same time too, like, people nowadays are, because of technology and stuff like that, we're like, we want it now, society, we want, and that, and success comes, is within that framework whenever you're thinking about it. However, it just doesn't work like that. So yeah, you get out there and, these people, they make their first movie and it does okay or whatever, but enough people saw it, word of mouth catches, and then their next one, and then the next one. That's how the old guys started too. That it was just with cinema, that like it. You look at, Wes Craven started in porno. Like a lot of these guys started in porno, like, but they started with these small movies, whatever they could get money for, and enough people saw them and then talked about it. And then some of them didn't get famous in theaters. They got famous on VHS, in uh, movie rental places,
Yeah.
And then people, like, these movies got cult followings, and then they actually became, respected after a while. But they couldn't get a release. So, like, that's the thing now. It's still a buildup. It's still the same idea. It's just a different medium. You've got to do the work. You've got to put in the promotions. You got to do all that stuff. It's just a different medium. Instead of talking to, 10 distribution companies, you're talking to thousands of people, but you don't have to leave your house to do it. So
Yeah, Mel says South Park got picked up from VHS.
yeah,
I think it was Spike and Mike's Sick and Twisted Film Festival. If there's a lot of stuff that was on that Sick and Twisted Film Festival, there was Mike Judge stuff and a
yeah.
whole bunch of crazy stuff. I don't know if you ever used to rent those. Did you ever see that Spike and Mike's Sick and Twisted Film Festival?
I'd seen some of them. Yeah, I definitely knew Mike Judge came from there.
They used to come out, like, I think every year. It was one of those things, kind of like back in the day when you used to get like a new UFC came out. You're like, yeah, and you'd run to the video store and rent the UFC, and it'd be like Tank Abbott and Ken Shamrock and Tank Abbott, or like all these old school guys, and without wrapping their hands, and it was an old like UFC was cool.
No weight classes.
Yeah, but you had to go to the video store, rent the tape, and it was to see which version of martial arts was the best. It was what it was all about. It wasn't in the same style, or now they're all mixed. It was like, cool, we've got a judo guy
Street
here.
Fighter versus
and a sumo wrestler over here, and then we got a Greco-Roman wrestling over here. Super awesome. Finish him. Yeah. Let's see. Well, yeah. So I was like, and one of my questions was, dude, do they make them like they used to, as far as movies go? Do you think, or do you think movies aren't as good as they used to be? Because I wonder that about hamburgers. I went to Sonic the other day, and I'm like, this sucks. And like, I feel like 6 months ago,
Man.
this was twice as good. Are they cheapening the ingredients, or am I growing as a human being that I need to not be eating hamburgers from Sonic? Are movies doing the same thing, or is the that's another thing too that I've thought about, because like, for instance, songwriting. You can write a punk rock song, right? They've been writing them
Mhm.
since the '60s, early like '70s. You know what I mean? Depending on who
Mhm.
you ask, and like, there's only so many formats. There's combinations of chords and song structures, and now you could. Some people would say, oh, that's they've run that into the ground so many times. Like books, same thing. They're written a lot of times with a format, and it's like, and the book format is verse chorus, bridge, double ending
Yeah.
chorus, or whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like movies too, and it's like, has the format gotten played out to where now you have to just do something completely wild to be a memorable, interesting new movie? Or if you deviate too much, will you throw people off? Because we're programmed through a whole life of movies to get that format, and we actually want to see that format, and that's why we watch these movies. What do you think? You think you think movies are played out? We've seen everything. Every trope has come about, and they've done everything. Every action movie, every tagline. Or do you think, man, we could have movies for another 100 years?
No, I think, yeah, we're gonna have movies for another 100 years or however long,
Are we
you
though?
know. We're
What if we
I
just
think
have
so.
series? Uh,
Well, I mean, but and it seems like, having a series of movies is, much more acceptable now too. Because remember people used to be like, "Oh, a sequel," like, "Oh my god," and now it's expected, like,
oh
it used
yeah.
to be like, they might make 1 or 2 movies, but then unless it was a horror movie, of course. But, like, if a movie had a sequel, they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, okay, whatever," but now, like, it's almost expected. Like, I think movies in some form will always be around. I do think you're right, our format is played out, but when you look at stuff like foreign movies, that aren't, just copying the American formula and stuff like that, and you get a whole new idea scheme, you see it, like, I would have never thought of that, something coming at you from left field. And not like this thing, not done to be like, whenever somebody does something just to be different, it shows, you
Hmm.
know? We all know those movies that are so bad they're good, and they're spectacular. Those are some of my favorite movies in the whole wide world. But whenever the movie is trying to be bad, so bad it's good, it's just like, this is the biggest piece of shit. Like this, it doesn't work. Okay. So whenever they're just trying to be, my movie's going to be so different and blah, 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 it doesn't work. But whenever it's just this original idea that is different, like I said, a lot of the time it's noticeable in foreign films, but sometimes, American directors and stuff can just knock it out of the park with that too. But at the same time, we always want to come back to our format. We always want to come back home, and we just want our format. We just want it told well. Um, and there's going to be new genres, like the superhero genre is gonna be here for a while. It'll die off and it'll come back again, and then there's going to be something else that takes its place. Who would have thought sparkly vampires would have been the thing? 5 for 10 years ago, whenever that was. Like
who
nobody. Like they're
who
like
would have thought
or vampire romance.
yeah, natural disasters would be a thing, but that was for 10
Right.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dude that
And so, go ahead.
that director for Moonfall was complaining about superhero movies. We're like, dude, you like made Deep Impact in like every other movie. Like, really? You're gonna complain about that? I remember when we were like, what's gonna happen now? Oh, we got Twister, we got Deep Impact, we like, what are we gonna have now? Coming this
Exactly.
spring. Hail. You know what I mean? I was like constantly waiting for the next one.
It's like rain, but it's frozen and hard. Ah!
Ah! Hail, coming to a theater near you.
You will hail to the Jeep.
Hail, no. And then that's the tagline, is the lead the lead female character wearing a tank top with flexing should be like, hell no, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. She's shooting hail out of the air with a shotgun. Not my town.
Hail, dude, we gotta get a GoFundMe and make this movie. Hail no.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just thought, I was thinking about that. I looked at that list of nominations for Best Picture, and I was like, dude, I only saw a couple of those movies, and then I'm just thinking, are movies any good anymore? I don't know. I used to
mean,
love movies. I used to go to movies all the time, and I'm like,
yeah.
but I don't ever see any. The last movie that got me excited that I didn't ever get to go, I missed in the theater was Last Night in Soho. I really wanted to see that, and
I didn't see that one either.
yeah,
I like that was the Edgar Wright one, right?
yeah,
Correct.
yeah, that is
I like all
absolutely.
all his stuff. Well, it didn't draw me too much. I definitely want to see it, but yeah, I just didn't get around to seeing it. Um, but I mean, they don't make them like they used to, but they do. Because that's the thing. It's like like a lot of what they're doing is just, if it's not a superhero movie, it's just remakes and rehashes and stuff like that. So you could say they don't make them like they used to, but they did the same damn thing when we were kids too. They just did it better. Like John Carpenter's The
Yeah.
Thing is a remake, but it's a fucking great one. The Fly is a remake, but what's his name? I can't remember the director, but is with
Or
Gina
with
Davis and Goldblum.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it's a remake, but it's a amazing one. Now they just remake whatever and just throw it together because they know the name will sell.
But also, I feel like maybe they have like canned effects for different things too, to where they're like, "Dude, it's just cheaper. We'll just throw a fake fire on top," or "I have
Yeah,
a picture
they
of
definitely do
water.
it
We'll
here.
throw behind it or whatever," and it's just like they slap it all together, and it there's something that our brains know isn't real about it, and it cheapens it a little bit. I just feel like all of the things that also make films look amazing and better than they've ever looked. I think also, if you got human beings trying to save pinch pennies or on a limited budget, they'll
Right.
do cheats that make it look cheaper. I don't know. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a dumb singer, huh? Eh. Um. Well, dude, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the awards go, and I'm excited. And now I want to go see a movie. Have you seen Reacher yet? It's on Amazon. It's a
No, I haven't. I hadn't read the books or anything, and so I didn't know. I knew the Tom Cruise movies,
got to see it,
but
dude.
I didn't. Yeah, I heard y'all talking about it. It definitely sounds good. But that's the thing. I didn't know anything about the character, so I wasn't, you know, really interested in checking it out. But now it sounds good, so I might check it out.
Mel Kennedy says War of the Worlds remake was great. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that was definitely a
With
good
Tom
one.
Cruise,
Hmm.
that is that's
Uh,
Curtis's favorite.
Van Helsing was good, but I can't watch it anymore because the CGI werewolves just kill me.
Yeah, I
Like,
can't do that either.
yeah, like they're so bad.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
certain CGI in that one, I just can't do it anymore.
Yeah, Curtis envisions Tom Cruise sliding out in his socks like Risky Business, and then he's ready to fight the power. Let's see. Well, in
Yeah. Mm.
Marvel news, we got Russell Crowe joins the Sony Pictures Craven the Hunter cast, which we don't know. Yeah, we don't know. They don't know what he's going to play yet, but he's going to be in that. Which he's a pretty fantastic actor to be throwing on the roster, if you ask me. For Sony, Sony's starting to really pull in some good talent in their movies. What do you think about
They
that?
are. Yeah, well, they definitely are. But I don't know where they're going with this extended Spider-Verse thing. Venom, I get. Uh, I might in Morbius. I'm hoping to enjoy. Uh, and because as a comic book character, he had his own,
Mhm.
series and was a main character. Craven, maybe he had his own limited series or something like that. I don't see him as a holding his own character. And Madam Web, I don't either. I'm not just not sure what they're doing with this whole Sony Spider-Verse thing. I don't know if it's gonna work. Um, so I'd rather have them not do it than screw up a bunch of stuff. But I am glad that uh Russell Crowe's gonna be involved.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome. Uh, the in this Yeah, today Hollywood Reporter announced that the actor Russell Crowe has joined the cast of Sony Pictures' up and coming Spider-Man spinoff Kraven the Hunter. Aaron Taylor Johnson was tapped to play the anti-hero last year, so he's going to play Kraven. I don't know if we covered this or not, but Aaron Taylor
No,
Johnson,
no, no.
he's the one who was Quicksilver in Sokovia.
And Kick-Ass, right?
He was
So
also
this will be the
Kick-Ass, yeah,
third
yeah,
third superhero that he's played.
and he's apparently really filling out, and he's supposed to look burly, as Craven, and apparently he did a movie with a Russian accent not too long ago that was excellent. I need to look that movie up and watch it, because they said once you see that, you're like, oh, he can do Craven the Hunter. And so I'm curious to I'll find out what that is, and I'll send you the movie. But apparently he's he's not the little fresh faced kick-ass guy anymore. He's bulked up
Yeah.
and getting bigger and better. Let's see.
We got
Uh,
Kaz, and
and
he says,
they all said they don't know. Last year's revealed Craven's half brother Chameleon would be the film's main villain. So that's if that gives you any idea what's going to happen in the movie.
the
So.
Chameleon's a good character. But that would be that seems like different tones. But
But
Kaz
yeah,
says he's gonna play Kraven's dad. I think that would be perfect. Yeah, like Russell Crowe as Kraven really looks the part. Yeah, Chameleon's. I mean, he has he can look like other people and stuff like that. And he always wears a business suit. So those are. I wonder if they're related in the comics. I don't remember, but those are completely different tones. Kraven the Hunter is, yeah, obviously wild, and he's like a wild man, and he goes and he hunts and stuff like that, and he literally wears like a tiger skin on his, vest. And yeah, Chameleon's like a businessman and sneaky sabotage stuff. So
yeah. Well, I'm excited for that. I'm like, dude, I'm like an addict. I need any form of comic book movie. I'll take it. The
I'm
only
excited, but worried. That's the only thing. I don't. Mm. If it had been like new MCU movie, Craven, I'd be like, fuck yeah, Craven. But it's like Sony's doing it, so I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well, it makes me wonder. Would you get like somebody like Russell Crowe? Do they already have the script and it's just fantastic to where he's like, yeah, I'll do it? Because Russell Crowe's attached, or is he like, screw it, man, I want to get some of that Paul Giamatti money? You know what I mean? Where like time to cash in. Gladiator 2 is not shooting for a while. We need to go ahead and cash in on this. Cash in on this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Spider Train. I don't know. No, they paid him good. Yeah, they probably paid him very well.
Yeah.
Dude, Kaz, I don't know where you've been, man, but we were having a fantastic conversation about AI a little while ago. AI, and we were talking about Blade Runner 2049, or they're going to do a 2099 series. Apparently, is in development. Pretty cool. So that was my next thing. How excited are you for the way the Spideyverse is turning out? Like it seems you got Morbius coming up. I feel hopeful for that. I'm looking for Jared Leto's solid in most of the stuff that he does.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe we might get some more some Spider-Man with his new outfit without all the weird Marvel Stark Avengers interference. It might just be straight up Spider-Man. We'll have more Venom. What do you think? And then we got Craven. Then who else? What other characters could we pull out of the woodwork?
Yeah, so Craven, Madam Web, I'm not excited about. Morbius, I really want that to do well. He was a good character in the comics. I'm super excited about the actual Spider-Verse sequel. That's going to be amazing, or well, hopefully. That's coming out in October, I think. The new animated one. And Tom Holland's movie, I think he's going to be in 2 more MCU movies and then 3 more Spider-Man. So I'm excited about those. Venom, I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed the second one. Uh, but if he's just gonna fight another symbiote, I'm not excited about the third one. They gotta like do something else with that character. I know they set up Toxin, but it's like I don't want it's the same movie. I don't want to see the same movie over and over again. It's gonna be some new chocolate and brain eating jokes, but like I don't want to see that movie again. Like get him somebody else to fight.
Can we get more
And
Spider-Man and his amazing friends?
yeah, they should be able to use Firestar. She was created. No, well, she was created specifically for the show, but uh, I don't know if they own her.
Hell yeah, Iceman and was she made specifically for that show? Oh no.
I think so. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think she was made specifically for the show because they were going to stick Iceman in there, and they were like, "Well, we need somebody else," and they were like, "Meh, let's make this person up."
Iceman had ice undies.
Yeah, dude, Mel, that would be good. A Nightcrawler origin story. That would be cool. I just farted in the Falcon. Oh, I guess it cleared out.
There it is. I'm back. I tried to get rid of something else, and so you are excited or you're not excited? Do you think they're gonna mess it up, or do you think it's gonna be it's all this stuff's gonna be cool?
I really don't know, man. If Marvel's not involved, I'm really worried. They might get it right, but I think that depends on the strength of the director too. Like if you got somebody like Raimi before Spider-Man 3 when they shove their face in there,
Dude,
it'll be good, but
I'm thinking Let There Be Carnage, and I'm thinking about
Mhm,
how kind of like it was. It really
mhm.
was kind of like if it wasn't Tom Hardy in that movie, I would have just kind of not liked that movie. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
to be honest, like it was a little bit just
It
kind
was
of
definitely fun, but they definitely didn't do the character justice by any means,
yeah.
like, Connor. Yeah, yeah. Like, I've only seen it the once, I'll probably check it out again soon, but it was a fun and it was nonstop, it was just like bang, 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 bang movie, um, but yeah, they definitely didn't, do Carnage any justice.
Hell yeah. Well, in other Marvel news, Ray Stevenson was or it's not Marvel news, but he was the Punisher. Uh he got cast in Ahsoka, which is pretty cool. You
Mhm.
remember him as the Punisher? Did you ever see that one?
Him as the Punisher.
Yeah.
Oh, in Warzone? He was the guy in
Yeah.
Warzone?
Yeah, and
Okay, okay.
he's
I was wondering
badass.
where I knew him from. Okay.
Yeah. He's super badass. So he was also in a series called Rome that was an HBO series. I don't know if you ever saw that series. Rome was
I didn't.
fantastic. It's it's
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one.
yeah, it's all about like Caesar and
Mhm.
it's really cool. It's a really cool show. At the time, this was like this is it probably at least 10 years ago, but it was probably 15 years ago now that I think about it, but it was the most expensive show ever made. But now that's
Hmm.
quickly now it's being surpassed by Lord of the Rings is by far the most expensive show ever. But this guy
Right.
he was fantastic in that show and he's really cool.
Yeah, and do you think he's gonna play because it says he played, the voice in, Clone Wars.
I didn't even know
Alright.
I didn't even know whose voice he played in Clone Wars.
Yeah, it said Gersh something. So I don't know if he was coming back just to play that guy because Disney's been doing that recently.
Yeah, I don't know, but
Um,
that's cool.
where'd it go?
Here, I'm gonna look it up.
Uh, Gar Saxon.
Or is what's his name? Ray Stevenson.
Yeah. Yeah, Gar Saxon in Star Wars Rebels.
Oh shit. I will let you know in 2 seconds. There we go.
Yeah, I just got HBO, I don't know, about a year or two ago, and so I'm catching up on a lot of stuff that I wanted to see for a while.
What's the last thing you saw
On HBO?
on anything?
Or
What are you watching right now?
uh I just finished Peacemaker today and Boba Fett today.
Did that whole season end?
Peacemaker?
Yeah.
No. There's still, I don't know how many there are left, but it's not over yet. Or
Okay.
damn
I
well
was
better
like,
not be.
you just scared me. I
Yeah.
was like, dude, it's unresolved.
Yeah. And I have been watching, so I just got Hulu recently as well, and I've been watching one of my favorite new shows is Stand Against Evil. If you haven't seen that, that is a great show. It's got I don't know if it's John, I think it's John C. McGinley, John or James C. McGinley, the guy from Scrubs, the doctor, Dr.
Oh
Cox from Scrubs,
Uh-huh.
and basically he's the ex-sheriff of this town. He has to fight these demons that attack him every week, and it's hilarious, and it's got, it's a fun Monster of the Week show, and it's, oh man, it's just great. I love it. Apparently it's on AMC originally, but oh, I got The Strain in my Kennedy Mill. I got The Strain in there too. I never watched it, but I read the books, and they're awesome. It's in my stuff for who.
Yeah. Mel Kennedy loves Solar Opposites too. Hell yeah, man.
What is Solar Opposites?
I don't know. I thought you said you liked Solar Opposites. Let's see what Solar Opposites is.
No, I was talking about Stand Against Evil.
Solar Opposites is a cartoon.
Is it on HBO Max? Or no, Hulu. That's what I was talking about.
Hulu. It's on Hulu. It's on Hulu, so keep your eyes open and check that out. Apparently, it's good.
Oh, it's from the maker Rick and Morty.
Cool.
Have you seen Rick and Morty?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, good.
What? Real quick, we'll talk about that, dude. One time I was I haven't seen all of Rick and Morty, but I was hanging out at Baby Blues, this bar in Austin, and which it's called Nosh and Bevy. But I was sitting there and somebody was talking to me who I hadn't seen in years, and they're sitting there talking to me, and then I realized I was looking over their shoulder and not listening to a word anybody was saying because there was an episode on mute, but it was the most captivating thing I'd ever seen, and it was a Pickle Rick episode. And I was watching this.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I was watching Pickle Rick running through the sewers, and then he starts fighting with the rats, and I was like,
mutilating rats and putting pieces of them on him.
Yeah, I'd never seen that show before, and I was like, what in the fuck is this that I'm watching? This is the most incredible thing I've ever seen. I'm not even stoned, and I'm like I couldn't even. And they were like, "Hey, Clint," and I go, "I'm sorry, man. I gotta watch that. Hold on." And I just went over and just kept watching. I couldn't believe my eyes, and I went home and watched it. It was so good. That's the most captivating. When you're in a bar surrounded by people, and everyone's talking to you and having fun, and you see a TV across the room. TV's that big, and it's got Pickle Rick happening, and you ignore everyone, and you've never seen this before. It's the most amazing thing ever. So good. Mel says, I'll definitely like Solar Opposites. I'm going to have to go check that out right now. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I couldn't believe how good that show was.
Yeah.
Did you, I know we talked about it a little bit earlier. Did you see the Book of Boba Fett finale?
I did.
What'd you think of that?
I thought it was pretty great. I heard y'all talking a little bit about how it's definitely geared more toward kids, and I can see that because I watched it and I was like, dude, I'm gonna rewatch this with my kids. Like it was, but it was I thought it was great. Uh, like it's set up to where they can do a lot of things with it. That's not kind of if they have a season two or whatever. Like I said, in the future, if he's the crime boss, uh, it's set up to where they can do things with it. They can kind of do whatever they want with it, correct some things. I didn't like think there was anything necessarily bad about it.
Yeah.
But
I
in the turn, okay. I want it whenever I was watching the small screen, y'all were like going all to town on that turn, and it was stupid. Don't get me wrong, it was stupid. But but look, like watch a Robert, like go back and watch Mariachi or Once Upon a Time in Mexico. He does that crap all the time. Like he is like he does those
yeah, dude,
flash moves
it was over the top.
all the time.
I'm like, there is no practical reason to do that. What you just did, you almost got yourself killed doing that turn. Like,
Yeah,
it would be hilarious
yeah.
if,
Why would you turn your back to the people shooting at you?
like, I got this. And like it would have been funny.
Pew, 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 pew.
It'd be funny if you start doing a move like that and then get killed. I got this. And you just like, oh shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't do that.
And then they cut to a scene where he's back at the mod shop and they're playing Prodigy again, and he's getting the hole up in him from turning around.
Yeah, we were doing a bunch of negative Nelly shit earlier, but yeah, like I'm like I can pick that apart, but I also really enjoyed the episode. Like I had a good time and it was really fun. And yeah, exactly. Kaz, get killed in style.
Well, true, fair enough. If you're gonna die in style. When that X-wing landed, I was about to like turn it off and be like, I'm fucking done with the show. Because if Luke Skywalker would have stepped out of that X-wing and saved the day, I would have been like, well, what's the fucking point here, man? Like, I love Luke, but like we're building all these new characters. I thought that's what was gonna happen. He's gonna be like, here's Baby Yoda. Oh, by the way, let me save the day.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, he also I was like, oh, there you go. Oh yeah, and they had to like announce it. Oh yeah, a mech droid's driving this thing, and they're like, yeah. And then they're like, yeah, because we can't afford to CGI Luke in. We got to save money on this shot. I was like, I made a pretty funny comment about that. I was like, oh yes, the mech droid, because we can't afford to bring in Luke.
We can always stick R2-D2 in there though.
Yeah, they just beep 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 boop boop. Wow! They only got so many R2 sounds, you know what I mean? Done.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean,
but it was fun. It was fun. You're right.
Yeah, and Fennec Shan, is that right?
Yeah.
Got to kill the boss. I kind of wanted Boba to kill the boss, but
well, he kind of did. He killed with his bare hands. He got to kill his rival.
Well, yeah, he killed
Cad Bane.
yeah.
That was the most important person in the
That was cool, yeah.
in the show. And then she went ahead and did all the heavy lifting on the other stuff, which is cool. She just slink in there like a ninja and just kill everybody. It was badass.
Yeah, but I wanted, like, whenever that I knew that he had sent her to take him out. But when that scene happened, I thought it was going to be him. And I really I just had this line in my head, the whole time. And I was thinking he was going to say it like he was going to, because all the other crime bosses were in there, and I was thinking he was going to be like, I told you I wanted to rule by respect, not fear. You chose the wrong path, like, that's what I wanted to happen.
Or if he just killed everyone in there and then just turned around and said, respect, and then just walked away. Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely good. I think it lived up to it. it wasn't perfect, but I don't know if I was asking for me. I wasn't asking necessarily for any more. It lived up to what I needed. Um, so
Woo! Also seeing a kaiju,
yeah,
see, like that was cool.
that was so cool. Yeah,
Like, yes.
he starts, once he starts climbing the tower and stuff too, I was like, oh man, this is awesome. And then yeah, old Grogu saves it, and that made sense to me. That was perfect. Like I thought Grogu was gonna like step in and like crush those droids with his force powers or something. I was like, I mean that might be cool, but it might be kind of stupid too. But the way
Oh,
they did it was great.
I was laughing saying that he has a grogasm every time he uses the Force. Uh, he's like,
Yeah,
he's like, he's like, "Ah," and then he just goes to sleep every time. I'm
yeah,
like, come on, grogasm. There it is. Oh boy.
he
Um,
totally does. Got to get him a Powerade or something.
oh boy. Oh, awesome, man. Well, shoot, I'm like looking at. I don't even have any more topics in here.
Did you watch Peacemaker?
I did watch Peacemaker, man. I'm still loving that show. It just
Yeah.
keeps staying good, and like,
Mm.
and there's like, it's a ridiculous movie or TV show, but there's still moments of like, of of emotion and stuff that are, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah,
it's
like
emotional
deep
and,
human emotion. Yeah.
deep stuff like abuse and parents and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's pretty nuts.
Yeah. And it seems like they're still building up, but this one was just a better episode. Like the last one just seemed like all build up, and this one was this one was definitely more involved, and I really enjoyed this episode.
Melancholia and Annihilation. I need to see these apparently. I don't know
Yeah,
what these
Mel was
are.
talking about those. Well, whenever we were talking about movies that stick with you,
Yeah.
uh, he was saying that these are his. Um, now, are they related or are they completely separate movies, Mel?
I'm gonna look. Melon. Let's see. Melancholia and Annihilation.
Separate. Okay. Yeah, when we were talking about, what was the last really good movie you saw, and like what movie like sticks with you and stuff like that.
It's
This is what he was saying.
it's a 2011. Let's go back. A 2011 apocalyptic drama art film written by Lars von Trier and starring Kirsten Dunst.
Hmm. Oh, that seems vaguely
Interesting.
familiar. I know I haven't seen it.
Yes, Brian. I said grogasm. I need to make that meme before somebody else tries to say they coined that, because I was
Yeah.
driving around laughing about that. He's like, he always goes to sleep. He always wants to make a sandwich and then go to sleep after he uses the Force. You know? You ever notice
He's
that?
like, get me a frog, baby. I need a frog.
He's like, I'm using the Force. Ah. Mm. Grogasm. All right. Now I can cut that little clip out. Make something with it. Here, I'll. You ever notice how every time Grogu uses the Force, he has to have a sandwich to go to sleep? It's like he's having a grogasm. He's like. Yeah. Now, okay. Now we're good. That was my 30-second clip. Now I can move on. I'll put that on ComedyCentral.com. What else? Oh, Annihilation. I think I've seen that one. You like how I staged my own clip? I'm like, okay, let's reset and do that again. Annihilation.
And Kaz, if you were going through puberty, he'd be able to like use the Force, and then like about 15 minutes later, be like, I need to use the Force again. Why are you in the bathroom all day and night, Mandalorian? Get out of the bathroom, Crowe. I'm using the Force. Shut up.
Hey, dude, don't make it weird. I'm just kidding. Annihilation is a 2018 film. It's a horror film. Directed by Alex Garland, based on a novel. Oh, that's got what's her name? Oh my goodness. It's got Natalie Portman in it, but I'm trying to find the poster for it because I think I did see this. Or is that the one where her husband gets stuck behind a... Is that the one where her husband gets stuck behind the... Yes, that is the one. You've seen this image. Boom. Where... I'm trying to make it bigger. There's like a weird bubble around things, and the military guy goes in and with a tether and stuff. The tether gets cut, and it's a weird reality almost inside. And then she goes in to try and get him out or something. It's weird. I never saw that movie. Kind of reminds me of Upside Down World or whatever in that freaking
Stranger Things.
Yeah, in Stranger Things. You can tell I'm tired.
Have y'all seen the Maze Runner movies?
Maze
I
Runner?
hadn't seen them. Yeah. Didn't have any interest in them really. But I saw some YouTube video or something. I don't know, something about them, and they actually look pretty good. But I don't know.
Night, Brian. Have a good night, brother.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, I'm not very animated. Oh yes. Yeah, we're just talking shop. We were talking about movies and stuff. We're gonna call it here pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if those are streaming. Or Annihilation and Melancholia.
Yeah, Annihilation's definitely one that I wanted to see. Maze Runner movies are great. They're amazing.
Good, yeah.
Amazing.
Oh, I see what you did there. Yeah, the YouTube video made him look pretty good, and I never read the books, and I was watching some YouTube video or something like that, and it was talking about him, and I was like, this is pretty damn good. So, got some new movies in my coffer.
Hell yeah, maybe I'll go watch that right now. Woo! Sweet, man. Well, shoot. Well, dude, let's call it because I'm tired and it's been a long day.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired too. And when I say I'm going to go watch all these things, it means I'm going to put something on and probably fall asleep in the 10 minutes
Immediately.
Yeah.
Me too.
As a
dude.
dad, I have to watch movies at 10 minutes at a time. Like wait till the kids go to bed, and then I've got 10, maybe 20 minutes before I fall asleep anyway. So it takes me like a good 6 days to finish a movie. So.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude. Thanks for watching, Mel and Kaz. Yeah, if you're you probably already have, but if you haven't, if you're on YouTube, hit the notification bell, and it'll let you know whenever we're on, so you don't have to just accidentally find us. Like to tell everybody and anybody else watching this video, hit that subscribe button, and we're on every Friday, and we'll keep coming on and talking about movies. And yeah, hell yeah, Kaz.
Thank you, bud.
I kind of think, yeah, man. I kind of thought you had Kaz. Mel is a new name that I don't see as often as I see yours. And so I was trying to let him know. I'm like, hey, dude, be smart like Kaz. Hit that notification bell. You know what I'm saying? Because if you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified. And if you're notified, fuck yeah. How's that for a plug?
Totes. The goats.
Fuck yeah. I think what am I gonna watch? What should I watch? Pickle Rick? Is that what I need to go watch some more?
That's what it sounds like. Either that or Solar. What was it called? Solar. Where'd it go? Damn it!
I can't remember. It's on Hulu. This is
Solar Apocalypse.
This is
Solar.
Mel's second show. Here, we got to give him an air horn. Yeah.
Solar opposites. There we go. There we go.
Pickle Rick. Hell yeah. Well, cool, man.
Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick.
No. No, we're not doing that.
I only wanna see you watching that damn Pickle Rick.
What's wrong with my glass? This is my Roadhouse glass. Be nice until it's time not to be nice.
Is it sparkly?
No, it's not.
Or is it green?
It's green. So it looks like this.
That's cool.
It is radioactive.
Sipping on that scissor.
Yeah. It made
And you have the powers of a
Now I-
mug. He drank from a radioactive mug and gained the powers of a mug.
I gained the
He can hold hot liquids and keep them hot.
powers of Tuscan powers.
He gained the powers of
I'd
Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick.
That's what happens when I drink out of the. Yeah. All right. Well, now we went from 3 to 2 viewers, so this content's getting worse and worse. Well, awesome, man. Well, we're gonna call it a night. Again, thank you for hanging out. We're gonna be back next week. Be sure to subscribe if you're watching this on replay, and we're gonna see you guys soon. So, be excellent to each other, and we'll see you soon. Good night, Kaz. Good night, Mel.